everyone, welcome to back my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Audra's dream come true morphed into a nightmare when Tucker's ex decided she wanted her man and his company back, but the hard-as-nails corporate player isn't one to sit back and become a victim of circumstance, and her next move on Young and Restless will be a real stunner. Despite his reputation for being hard to pin down, Audra decided to believe Tucker when he told her he had put his failed marriage and its accompanying drama behind him and devote himself entirely to her. Not only did Audra have the love of the man of her dreams, but she would be by his side to help him build his new company, Glissade, into a global powerhouse. She was as giddy as we've ever seen her as she dove headfirst into the stats on the corporations they had targeted as acquisitions and began packing for a business meets pleasure trip to Paris. Unfortunately, Audra's gleeful anticipation came to a screeching halt when Tucker arrived just as she was contemplating which heels and handbags to bring to the City of Light, and announced that the trip would have to be postponed. He doled out some suspicious-sounding reasons along the lines of the wife's brother's mother of the CEO they were supposed to meet with had caught a cold, which were clearly excuses. Audra, being a lot more than a pretty face, was quick to see through the BS and call him out on it, accusing him of wanting to stay in Genoa City because of Ashley. She wasn't wrong. Tucker finally conceded that he was concerned enough about his ex's behavior that it had become his priority. Audra didn't buy his assertion that his decision had absolutely nothing to do with him still harboring feelings for Ashley, and informed the alarmed eccentric that she was really most sincerely done. Tucker slunk off with his tail between his legs, but it wasn't long before he came a-knockin' at Audra's door again. To her credit, she wouldn't even let him in, but she did crack it open enough to hear what he had to say. In predictable McCall fashion, he tried to wheedle his way back in using Glissade as bait, and asked, "I hope we're not going to let Ashley ruin that for us too." Fast forward to the preview for this week, and we have Nate intervening as Tucker accosts Audra, grabbing her arm on Crimson Light's patio. Audra tells Tucker to let go of her and Nate booms, "You heard the lady." So we're gonna guess that his appeal to Audra through the door of her suite didn't go exactly as he'd hoped, and that she was still freezing him out. That brings us to the Young and Restless spoilers, which indicate that Audra will do something downright shocking this week. We suppose shocking depends on one's perspective. Some may find it shocking if Audra were to give Tucker another chance, given everything that's transpired between them, and how obviously he still loves Ashley. Perhaps she'll decide to help McCall get to the bottom of what's going on with his ex, so they can get on with their lives, pick up where they left off, and finally fly off to the land of croissants and cafes. Although God forbid they argue and we're subjected to a whole new series of black and white flashbacks. Perhaps they should start by reading our guide to Ashley's alternate personalities to set them on the right track. But we find the idea that Audra would take him back at this point more predictable than shocking, considering Tucker's just as adept at sucking Audra back in as Ashley is him. Perhaps the shocking move, then, would be for her to refuse to entertain anything Tucker has to say and charge him with assault for manhandling her. She could even jump into bed with Nate to drive the point home that she's completely over it. Audra's shocking move could have to do with Ashley directly, but they've already had numerous run-ins, and to continue confronting her rival after Tucker's made his priorities clear would be demeaning. We doubt Audra would put herself in that position. It's most likely that Audra's shocking move will have to do with business. It is her primary focus in life, after all. Might she find a way to sabotage Glissade? Perhaps she'll team up with Nate or her new gal pal Sally in some capacity? Skein work makes the dream work in Audra's world, and both Sally and Nate have proven themselves to be quite cunning. We're sure whatever shocking move Audra makes, Tucker, at the very least, will be thrown for a loop. Here's hoping viewers will be too.